with the introduction of a mental health and addiction program.
This particular course, it came out of passion and also compassion that we have for our young folks who are wasting in the street, I may call it that way, unfortunately. But we cannot just sit back and just be talking about them. These guys are not serious. But Sierra College is saying we should do something tangible, something that will assist these young guys.
Keynote speaker Leonard Balongu Koma, whilst commended the founder Sean Samura, encouraged his audience to support and commend anything that has to do with education.
The priority of the government of Sierra Leone at the present time is quality education. And I believe that any identification or association with that cause must have the support of the government.
With more than teaching and learning facilities, Sierra College of Business, Technology and Healthcare Studies expressed commitment to offer quality education in a bid to produce job creators and not job seekers. Emmanuel Samura, SLBC.
Still with education, the Minister of Basic and Senior Secondary Education, Conrad Saki, has announced the 2024 West Africa Senior Secondary Certificate Examination WASC results. A female science pupil from Nayacom High School, Harid Zaid, emerged as the best performing candidate with 6 A1s out of 8 subjects, followed by Alphaba of St. Edward's Secondary School, who wrote 9 subjects and scored 6 A1s, 2 Bs and a C4. We bring you an excerpt of his statement.
146,179 candidates from 816 schools in Sierra Leone entered for the May-June WASC in 2024. I've reached Zahid, a female science student at Nayacom High School, was the best performing candidate in the 2024 WASC. She sat 8 subjects and obtained 6 A1s, excellent, and 2 B3s, good. Her average grade unit was 1.50, very good. She was closely followed by Alpha Ibrahim Ba of St. Edward's Secondary School, who sat 9 subjects and obtained 6 A1s, excellent, and 2 B2s, very good, and a C4 credit. His average grade and unit was 1.56, very good. The best performing school was Dele Pedro International High School. All 17 of its candidates, 100%, with released results, obtained a credit or better in a minimum of 5 subjects, including English and Maths. 25,407 appear to have been absent for all subjects. Of the 135,617 candidates listed on the results received by the Ministry, 70,380 were female and 65,237 were male. That is, 51.9 were female. This continues the trend of more female than male candidates for WASC.
Well, we want to say congratulations to those students and the schools. Now, Chief Minister Dr. David Moinina Senge has launched the One Health platform, a groundbreaking initiative aimed at fostering a collaborative, multi-sector and transdisciplinary approach to health in Sierra Leone. This initiative brings together the health of people, animals and plants in a shared environment, recognizing the interconnectedness of these sectors at sub-national, national, regional and global levels. Jonathan Turner has more.
On behalf of His Excellency, to launch the National One Health platform with Vice President.
The platform strives to achieve optimal health and well-being for all. The launch of this platform is a response to lessons learned from Sierra Leone's devastating Ebola outbreak of 2014 to 2016, which revealed significant weaknesses in health systems and a lack of coordination across human, animal, plant, and environmental sectors. The crisis underscored the need for an integrated approach to health, and in 2017, the government, with support from international partners and stakeholders, established its first One Health platform. Since its inception, the platform has aimed to enhance cooperation between sectors to better prevent, detect, and respond to public health threats. The recent revision of the One Health Governance Manual reflects the government's commitment to transparency, accountability, and participation in health governance.
Enhance our readiness to emergencies. On request, the team should be able to deploy within 48 hours, both within and outside Sierra Leone.
It brings us to the concept of One Health, that we need a lot more to have that concept in this manual. We know there was a previous manual, but it is building upon that to address some of the gaps that were in that manual, especially our collaboration across different MPs.
The revised manual incorporates the latest global One Health standards and best practices, promoting stronger information sharing mechanisms, a robust monitoring and evaluation framework, and an emphasis on community engagement and capacity building. The platform will adapt to emerging health challenges, reaffirming its commitment to creating a resilient and sustainable health system for all Sierra Leoneans. Additionally, the revised governance framework incorporates regular self-assessments to ensure continuous improvements, ensuring that Sierra Leone remains adaptive to evolving health risks.
You saw that social media photo of a man with smallpox-like symptoms. There were already response mechanisms by the government. So by the time it went viral and everybody was afraid that we are going to have smallpox, our system, because of its decentralization, through the district health medical team, had already reached the Ministry of Health, reached the Ministry, the Public Health Agency. They sent a team, and within that 24-hour period, had a surveillance system that was already in place. That is what decentralization and One Health does.
As Sierra Leone moves forward with this dynamic and evolving platform, it is poised to take a leading role in the global One Health movement, ensuring that its health systems are equipped to protect its people, animals, plants, and the environment from future health threats. For SLBC News, Jonathan Turner reporting.
Newly appointed High Commissioners and Ambassadors have bade farewell to President Julius Maada Bio at State House. The High Commissioners and Ambassadors include Dr. Julius Sandi, Momodu Kuruma, Ibrahim Toure, Fatmata Sawane, and Luseni Kalon. Let's now join our senior State House correspondent Hawa Mosiri for more details. We apologize for that technical difficulty, and now we move on to another story. Mental Health Advisory Minister of Health, Dr. Carol Lebo, has said because of Sierra Leone's experience from outbreak and natural disasters, it was vital that mental health issues be prioritized by the government. Dr. Lebo made this statement during the commemoration of Mental Health Day. Aruna Kamara witnessed the event at the Radisson Blue Hotel in Freetown and filed in this report, read in the studios by Mohammed Simbi Kuruma.
The Mental Health Advisor, Ministry of Health, Dr. Carol Lebo, said they have trained over 800 people on mental health issues. She said that because of the country's experiences with 2 different outbreaks, there was a need to prioritize mental health issues. Managing Director Elba Group, Job Search Edlin Elba, outlined the significance of mental health concerns in workplaces.
Mental health strategy development workshop, and basically today being World Mental Health Day, and the theme being it is time to prioritize mental health in the workplace. We thought, okay, we're an HR firm, we've had some conversations with colleagues, and everybody kept talking about drug abuse. So we're like, okay, let's have a conversation with other employers and see how we can bring more awareness of mental health into the workplace, and how we can sit down together, develop some strategies for us to be able to improve mental health in the workplace. So that's basically what we're doing here today.
Participants made presentations on issues that affect people in the working environment, ranging from unsafe working conditions, underutilization of personnel skills, marginalization, racism, lack of motivation, and too much of workload and job demand, and also socioeconomic issues including stigma as well as leadership style as the factors causing mental health issues for workers in the workplace. The emphasis on the issue of harassment and bullying, lack of confidentiality among others, describing them as key risks in mental health issues in workplaces.
As part of events to mark World Mental Health Day, the Youth Voices for Inclusion, Balance and Empowerment has joined other countries to commemorate World Mental Health Day. Our intern Esther Suzanette Bassi compiled this report, read in the studios by Emmanuel Samora.
Mental health is an emotional way of feeling. Maybe some of us are here, we have problems, we are afraid to talk to someone about it, and we keep this problem deep within us.
Youth Voices for Inclusion, Balance and Empowerment, an organization that focuses on empowering youth in Sierra Leone, has embarked on a 3-day awareness raising at schools on mental health issues. The team visited the Prince of Wales School on a campaign that is dedicated to advocating the causes, effects and preventions of mental health issues. Members of the organization enlightened pupils of the Prince of Wales on the concept, problems, real-life situations and ways to combat such issues. Program Coordinator Abdul Yola Bangura said this year they have decided to focus on schools in order to push through with the mental health campaigns, adding that they are tackling young people from the ages 15 to 30 as they tend to be the real victims, thereby lacking the platform to voice out their problems.
This year's theme for World Mental Health Day is mental health in workplace, but we are concentrating to schools around Freetown, where we want to talk to young people ages 15 to 30 that are in school about mental health issues. Problem is we don't have the data of people being mentally affected because they are normally not concentrated, and we're only concentrating on elderly people. Young people too have mental health issues, but there's no platform for them to come out and speak freely. So as a youth organization, we are going around talking to young people and knowing what their mental health issues are.
Ishmael Tawali and Michael Conte, pupils of the school, implored their colleagues to voice out issues affecting them either in schools, home or wherever they find themselves.
Young people out there sometimes become depressed due to certain reasons, but my message here is a problem shared is a problem solved.
The message to school-going pupils here that are suffering from mental health is that they should put in their best efforts in sharing the problems that they are facing with their parents or maybe other pupils that they feel can address what they are feeling and therefore advise them critically about the problems that they are facing.
As the Youth Vibe advocates against mental health issues, they continue to encourage school pupils and other young people to share their problems with them if they are afraid of speaking with parents or guardians.
Still on the Mental Health Day, Mohammed Simbi Kurma witnessed a similar event held by the Ministry of Health on commemoration of the day, calling on all to prioritize mental health at the workplace.
World Mental Health Day is annually recognized on the 10th October to raise awareness about mental health issues around the world and to mobilize efforts to address challenges associated with it. This year's World Mental Health Day focuses on prioritizing mental health in workplaces which have huge impacts on employees' productivity. Deputy Minister of Health, Dr. Charles Senesi, spoke more on the need to prioritize mental health in working environments.
And so it is of great importance for us that with the increased mental health, we continue to have a collective effort in supporting people with mental health disorders, especially at the workplace. And when you are mentally challenged at the workplace, and your output goes down, you feel demotivated, and you can no longer do things you need to do. And people working with delicate instruments in the hospital, the X-ray unit, the laboratory unit, people with jobs that are very risky, they put themselves at risk.
Mental health issues in the workplace, according to stakeholders in the health sector, are most times caused by intimidation, disrespect, poor conditions of service, huge workload, and harassment, among others. A representative from the Parliamentary Committee on Health, Honorable Margaret Johnson, proffered solutions to mental health challenges in the workplace.
We can play a vital role, powerful role indeed, in ensuring that mental health support is integrated in the work policies. Ensuring mandatory mental health programs. We must advocate for businesses to implement workplace wellness programs that offer mental health support, counseling services. And stress management. We should make sure that we protect against discrimination as we fight against the mental health illness in the workplace.
Other stakeholders shared their experiences on mental health, stating that mental health is a condition that affects almost everyone. They added that employees should strive to maintain balance between work and leisure. For SLBC, Mohamed Koma reporting.
We now take some developments in agriculture. In an ambitious move to enhance value addition of the country's cash crops, World Hunger Health with the Ministry of Agriculture has held a discussion forum on cacao, coffee and cashew production, processing, value addition and policies with farmers and experts in the agriculture sector. They deliberated on processing challenges and mapped out sustainable ways to improve on these crops. With funding from the European Union, the session was held under the Agribusiness Development from Organic Resources project. Ibrahim Samora reports.
Cocoa, coffee and cashew are critical cash crops for West Africa economies, especially Sierra Leone. The reason World Hunger Hive, in collaboration with the Ministry of Agriculture, hosted this convened discussion forum on cocoa, coffee and cashew production, processing, value addition and policy, with stakeholders and experts in the agricultural value chain to identify pressing challenges and map out sustainable ways on how to improve on these crops. Head of Programs, World Hunger Hive, Gospel Matodi, told his audience that the forum serve as a unique opportunity to exchange ideas, foster partnerships, and discuss challenges that might affect farmers' decent of work.
Our discussions today and tomorrow will center on some key areas, including sustainability and innovation. We want to have a discussion around market dynamics and global trends, policy support and farmer welfare. We need to look at how can we address the policies and regulatory frameworks needed to improve the livelihoods of our cocoa farmers.
Dr. Theresa Dake is the Deputy Minister of Agriculture and Food Security 1. She described the engagement as timely and important opportunity for players in the agricultural value chain to reflect on the advancements made in the country's agricultural sector over the past years. She said the agro-business development from organic resources project implemented by Wealth Hunger Hive resonates with the feed salon agenda of the government and a testament to synergy between local action and international collaboration in driving her ministry agricultural revolution.
One of the most critical components of this strategy is the development of agri-chains, from production to processing and to market access. We are not simply focused on cultivated crops, but on maximizing the value that can be derived from those crops at every stage of the process. This is where projects like Adori are vital.
Participants in the next 2 days will discuss topics ranging from policies and national legal regulations in the 3 cash crops and its value addition, the National Cocoa Policy and Regulations, National Coffee Policy and Regulations, Cashew Policy and its Regulations, Market Trend and Opportunities, Digital Traceability Tool, Research and Sustainable Practices, among others. The forum was held under the Agro-Business Development from Organic Resource Projects funded by the EU and implemented by Wealth Hunger Hive in Kenema and Kailaun districts. Ibrahim Samura, Freetown.
The Tonkolili District Agriculture Officer Jean Kaba Say has encouraged farmers in Tonkolili District to concentrate on vegetable farming as a way to boost food security in the district. He made such appeal while doing a symbolic harvest of some vegetables within the premises of the ministry. As Abdul Karim Kanu reports from Maborka, vegetable farming remains unpopular in Tonkolili District.
Madam Jane Fair Kabasie and team have been very much engaged in the cultivation of assorted crops around the Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security compound in Magboroka to nurture different variety of crops to support vegetable farming in Tonkolili district. The harvested crops include pepper, G-blocks, okra, among others. According to the district agriculture officer, Madam Jane Fair Kabasie, the Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security will continue to work with farmers across Tonkolili district to support the development of vegetable farming in the district. Madam Se noted that some of the harvested vegetables will be presented at the World Food Day celebration to be hosted in the eastern district of Kailaun. She called on farmers to prioritize vegetable farming as that is one of the type of farming that many farmers in Tonkolili district have not been paying attention to.
We continue with more stories. A youth leadership conference featuring a conversation with Aisha Yansen will be hosted in Freetown 11th of October 2024 to discuss about her leadership in CAF and how her journey could inspire the young generation. The conversation is also about her football journey, for which many considered as one that was controversial. Our reporter Esther Marie engaged her on this latest development.
Give us an insight into this youth leadership event.
Well, basically, it's going to start off by being a talk, a conversational gathering between ourselves, role models, if you to put it that way, because I've often been referred to as a role model, and one of the things is that I've never understood why I am a role model in the eyes of the youth, and we're going to share our experiences. I'm going to share my story, my journey. I'm also going to talk to the youth, our future leaders of tomorrow, about how they view leadership, what their perception of being a role model is, and how they see the future. It's about trying to understand and tap into the minds of our tomorrow's leaders. So it's going to be exciting.
So does it mean that finally you are going to break your silence, considering the fact that in 2018 you acquitted and also in 2021 you stepped down as being the president of the Sierra Leone Football Association, and since that time you've never taken any interview regarding to that? Does it mean you'll be breaking your silence?
I think what it means is that I'm in a much better place, emotionally and mentally, spiritually. I found my peace with a lot of people and situations. I am working on my memoirs. And you know, don't forget, we're talking about younger adults, if you like. So there's only so much info, there's only so much data that they can absorb. And it's really not all about me or breaking my silence, as it were. It's about them. It's about our future leaders. It's about us starting to listen to the next generation. I have a very strong feeling that our generation, we're not listening. We're not listening to our children. We're not listening to the next generation. We don't know them. Okay, so it's about that. Breaking my silence, like I said, you know, I'm in a much better place where I can actually focus one day to maybe tell that story. But in speaking to them, I'll give them an insight into my journey.
What is your opinion about Sierra Leone football since you left?
In terms of the state of Sierra Leone football, let's just say I wish it could be better. Let's just say I'm saddened. I'm less than impressed. FIFA will always be FIFA. FIFA, as a council member, I represent Africa, and we sit on governance for world football. Okay, so I can tell you about South America, Asia, Europe, everywhere, how football is run, how other federations are run, the mindset of the people, and etc., etc. In my country, I wish it could be better, but FIFA is committed and will always be committed to helping football to grow for the right reasons. It's about football for all and not football for some.
Now, Area 44 is an emerging community at Ascension Town in Freetown. Its residents are grappling to access safe drinking water, proper waste dump sites, and other sanitation issues. Our intern, Slbc Tv, has been following up on this latest development. She filed in this report read by Stella Bangura.
This is Area 44, located at Ascension Town in Freetown. It is a slum community which emerges as what may result to rural-urban migration. Most of its residents are here in the capital to seek for greener pastures. Living here has come with some challenges, including lack of proper toilet facilities, unsafe drinking water, improper drainages, and unregulated deposits of waste. Parents say the huge pile of refuse serves as a breeding ground for mosquitoes and makes them contract malaria often.
I have been staying in this place for 5 years. My children are getting sick due to mosquito bites. We don't have toilet facilities, and as a result, we use the dump sites to ease ourselves. I am calling on government to help address this problem.
We really want the government help for good health facility and water.
During the dry season, when they put fire on the dump sites, the oozing from there fills the air, posing respiratory risks to their health.
I have born I don't live over 20 years now.
I was born here and have been staying here for the past 20 years. We are struggling in this part of the community. We lack access to tap water, and we have to walk to distant places to get tap water. During the dry season, the entire atmosphere will be filled with smoke from the burning refuse, which is really dangerous for us here.
Air pollution. The air will be breathed and poisonous here. As long as during the season, smoke the floor the whole now. Before the kitchen, and with the breathe poisonous gases, and that they give us sick.
While others are complaining about the dump sites, others see an opportunity to get their livelihood. Obai Bangura scavenges there as a refuse collector, commonly called Clean Saloon.
I have been working here for 6 months now. I have been scavenging on the dump sites for survival. It is really challenging for us, the youth, to live and work in this area.
Somebody actually know the work. Actually,
pass the road, they will take dirty for cars we have for maybe getting survival.
Even as they appeal for more facilities to be provided for them, they too have a duty to keep their environments clean as part of their responsibilities as citizens of Sierra Leone.
The Sierra Leone Road Authority, in the presence of representatives from government institutions, has paid 2,500,000 new leones as 60% compensation to residents of Songo community in Portholes district whose houses were affected following the ongoing 14-kilometer road construction project from Makolo Junction to Mabang Bridge. Aminata Fofana went along.
The 60% first tranche compensation payments brought together over 70 families in Songo Portholes districts. While receiving their payments, beneficiaries noted that earlier they were doubtful on the payments, but now that they had received the money, they will use it to construct their houses.
The family was with paper. Where they go, I get for show force with family them, no all sit down, waiting and waiting for them.
Paramount Chief of Koya Chiefdom, Kompa Bumbuli, recalled the squabble encountered by the beneficiaries for them to agree to the pact with SLRA, since the road construction is developmentally oriented, considering this was the first time the chiefdom will be using a modern road. He said before now, the dusty and bumpy road has caused countless motorbike crashes and admonished beneficiaries to utilize the money wisely.
The hospital where children and colony world they used together, but in our pillow, if a small container will reach no more so that we will get access to our clinic day, because you can get emergency cases. And person when an emergency case, you know, when make up the way I'm working again. When government, we appreciate that.
Deputy Director General SLRA Engineer Vandy French said it was part of their policies to pay compensation to residents whose houses were affected in the road construction, adding that the 60% payment was from government and SLRA. He went on, will ensure to speed up documentation process for the remaining 40%. Engineer French said their call to construct the road was to ease the burden of residents in Songo who had expressed dissatisfaction over the previous deplorable condition of...
I would say the figure is about 2.5 million new leones. That is what is being paid now. And the total is about 4.3 million new leones. So this represents about 60% of what we have to be paid eventually.
He assured the residents of maintenance of the road and urged them to own the project. Representatives from the ACC, National Authorizing Office, Ministry of Finance, spoke on the importance of transparency in the payment process and gave assurance to beneficiaries to contact them if they feel unsatisfied with the process, as they will ensure to investigate and resolve the matter. Slbc News, Aminata Fofana.
Road users have called on SLRA to fix the many potholes on Blackhole Road in the east of Freetown. They said the condition of the road has resulted to many unfortunate incidents, including road accidents. Our intern, Abdul Mansari, visited the area and filed in this report read by Dennis Fraser.
These potholes on Blackhole Road remain a serious challenge to road users. While other parts of the road appear to be okay for them, the state of it between Ashobi Corner and Kisibrook communities is alarming. This route remains crucial for bike riders, drivers, business people and pedestrians. Bike riders, shop owners and others say it's difficult to use the road during the rainy season, as that leads to heavy traffic daily. A resident in the community, Ami Bangura, says the potholes are unbearable.
These potholes have been affecting us so much. When it rains, water enters inside the parlor and flows down the stairs because of the shallow drainage.
As a hilly community, whenever it rains, the drainage cannot hold the huge amount of water because it is small and shallow, and so it spills over the road. And this, community people believe, is a major cause for the increase in potholes.
When it rains, the road gets flooded. The people living at the top of the hill throw their dirt down and settle in the gutter. And so the best way to repair the road is to create a bypass drainage route. For bike and keke riders, the alternative road, when in good shape, they can make money very fast, but in its present condition, makes it difficult for them to move easily and safely. It becomes more difficult for us, especially when there is traffic. You can ride freely elsewhere, but when you approach the road, you just have to wait for other users to cross first before you can go.
During the rainy season, the water covers the road and makes it difficult for us to ride, and it sometimes causes accidents.
Like other road users in Freetown, Blackwell Road remains a vital route for those in the east. Doing a maintenance on it will reduce traffic congestion, prevent road accidents, and reduce the damage on vehicles, among others.
UNFPA, UNICEF and governments have launched the phase 3 of their End Child Marriage campaign. During the launch, the Gender and Children's Affairs, Basic and Senior Secondary Education and Social Welfare Ministers spoke about how child marriage and other girl-related issues are affecting their job. According to UNICEF reports, over 1 million children in Sierra Leone get married before the age of 18. So remember to witness the event and now reports.
As we launch the third phase of the Ending Child Marriage Program in Sierra Leone. Thank you.
According to 2019 demographic survey, 8.6% of women aged 20 to 24 were married before the age of 15, 29.6% before age 18, and 21% started childbearing between ages 15 to 19. Though policies, laws and campaigns like the Prohibition of the Child Marriage Act, Sexual Offences Act, and the Hands Off Our Girls campaign, among others, have been enacted and launched, combating child marriage and teenage pregnancy has been a serious challenge. Early motherhood has not only affected the educational, economic, social and well-being of the girls themselves, but also the activities and visions of children-related ministries. The Social Welfare, Basic and Senior Secondary Education, and the Gender and Children's Affairs Ministers called for a collaborative effort, stating that enacting laws alone would not address the issues.
Whilst I was at Onga, Sierra Leone was commended for the great strides. And everywhere, in each side event that I was going, people will come to me and say, "Thank you, Sierra Leone, you are doing great." We do not only want to see these laws on papers, but with your collective efforts, coordination, synergizing work, we want to see the implementation of this.
Girls who are forced into marriage often leave school, cutting short their chances for personal and economic advancement. Ensuring that girls receive comprehensive education remains an ongoing challenge across the African country.
Child marriage undermines efforts to achieving Sustainable Development Goals, especially Goal 5, which calls for gender equality and the empowerment of women and girls. It remains a critical issue that affects millions of our young girls around the world.
However, with a supportive environment, the various ministers believed they will be able to overcome the stigma and discrimination. This is the third phase of the End Child Marriage campaign, staged by the United Nations Population Fund, UNFPA, and the United Nations International Children's Emergency Fund, UNICEF, with the aim to galvanize partnerships for financing and developing action to end the harmful practice.
So as we look ahead, for us what is really critical is strengthening our efforts, strengthening action, strengthening partnerships, strengthening financing, with a focus on reaching the most vulnerable girls. We are looking for
implementing the recently enacted child marriage law nationwide. We want to leverage the social protection and economic empowerment schemes of government.
The challenges faced in the phase 1 and 2 of the campaign, they said, included societal norms and tradition, gender inequality, data availability, collaboration and coordination, among others. UNFPA and UNICEF promised to achieve the aim of the End Child Marriage campaign in the near future. SLBC News, Sulaiman Babature reporting.
It's now time for our segments, and we start it off with the international news.
Hello and welcome to International News with me, Stella Bangura. Florida residents have been warned not to visit areas hit by Hurricane Milton after it brought tornadoes, floods and storm surges to the state. More than 3 million homes and businesses are without power, while the governor, Ron DeSantis, says more flooding is expected in coming days. 4 people were killed by tornadoes on the state's east coast in St. Lucie County. In St. Petersburg on the west coast, the water supply has been cut. A crane crashed into a newspaper building and the roof of a Major League Baseball stadium was ripped off. Meanwhile, the White House has confirmed that U.S. President Joe Biden received a morning briefing on the initial impact of Hurricane Milton. Biden spoke with his Homeland Security Advisor, Liz Sherwood Randall, and the head of the Federal Emergency Management Agency. The Princess of Wales has made an unexpected appearance alongside the Prince of Wales on a visit to Southport, where they held a private meeting with the bereaved families of 3 children killed in a knife attack in July. This was Catherine's first official public engagement since she finished her chemotherapy treatment. Royal sources say she decided to join Prince William to show her support, empathy and compassion to the local community. The couple spoke to emergency responders who helped at the scene of the devastating knife attack in the northwest seaside town. The royal visit to Southport had been planned as a low-key event to allow time to be spent in private with families of the 3 children who died and with a dance teacher who was present during the attack. But Catherine was a surprise addition as she made one of only a handful of public appearances this year since revealing her cancer diagnosis. The funeral has taken place in Mumbai of Ratan Tata, the former chairman of one of India's biggest conglomerates, Tata Group, who died on Wednesday aged 86. Business leaders, politicians and celebrities were among thousands of people who paid their last respects at the center, where his body lay in state before being cremated. Maharashtra state declared a day of mourning and his coffin was given a military salute as it was taken away for the funeral rites. Ratan Tata took over as group chairman in 1991 and is credited with transforming it into a global powerhouse. Speculation over the well-being and whereabouts of Cameroon's 91-year-old president, Paul Biya, has become a hot topic across Africa this week. After attending the China-Africa Summit in Beijing in early September, it was perhaps no surprise that he gave the UN General Assembly in New York a miss. But when he stayed away from this week's summit of French-speaking countries at Villa Quarterets, north of Paris, the rumor mill went into overdrive as he had not been seen in public for about a month. Cameroon's ambassador in France insisted that Biya was in good health, and in Geneva, his habitual base, went away from home. Other sources suggested this was because he needed to rest under medical supervision after a heavy diplomatic schedule in July and August. After all, he is Africa's oldest head of state and the second longest serving, narrowly beaten to that record by President Teodoro Obiang Guema of neighboring Equatorial Guinea. That's all for international news. I am Stella Bangura.
We now move over to business updates.
Hello and welcome to Business Update, this segment that brings you insights in business and its contribution towards positively impacting the economy. I am Dennis Fraser. Today we shall look at the low sales experienced by traders of local cloths of recent times. Traders at the big market in Freetown have told the Slbc that there have been low sales in country cloth as compared to the past. They said demand for local products only increased during festive seasons, and that this is so because mostly tourists come around to purchase them. They added that this poses challenges to their businesses. Let's now join our business reporter Moses Conte for details.
We waiting at this country also. We not value the country clothes. We not value at all.
Country clothing plays a crucial role in Sierra Leone's cultural heritage. Each tribe has its own unique design to identify themselves with their culture. Big Market is popular in Sierra Leone for the sale of country clothes and other local products. Traders dealing in such products said business has not been flourishing for some years now, as many citizens prefer Western dress to this all-important fabric.
The sell drop because the country clothes sell. I go say na seasonal sell. Now the time we get we own sister come overseas come. But that time they come, I only go out for more of the salon color.
Okay.
Then they come for something, they buy different color. Or we they know they sell it all.
As if the low sales of country clothes is not enough, it's not being exhibited on international trade fair was also a concern for another businesswoman, Kenema, who has been in the business for several years.
We were then I also when I say the exhibition. Then they can't take away from me to go exhibit there outside, not to be one inside. So now we country, like out of the country. So then they say exhibition and then they can't take away. So then they come, then they can buy rent in there, then go do the exhibition. And they don't understand what then here. So you know go exhibit something where you don't understand what. So now then they fail for realize.
They appeal to the Ministry of Tourism and other line ministries to engage citizens to see the need to prioritize local-made clothes and revive a tradition that appears to be dying slowly. They believe if the demand increases for local attires, their business will boom gradually.
But that's all we have in this edition of Business Updates. Many thanks for watching. Goodbye.
That was the business news, and now to end the news, the main points again. The end of feasibility study for the cable car project in Freetown indicates the work is applicable to start in 18 months' time if the more than $91 million cost is provided. The National Council for Technical, Vocational and Other Awards, NCTVA, has granted certificates of accreditation to Sierra College of Business Technology and Healthcare Studies to offer certificate and diploma courses. And the Chief Minister launches the One Health platform to foster a multi-sectoral approach to health issues in Sierra Leone. That's how we end this edition of News Hour from the SLBC. I have been Maria Tudukuri. Have a wonderful afternoon.